Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him well. This week we're talking about headcams. So I've been away on holiday, which is never a good thing, because when I'm away on holiday, I'm not doing tech work and I'm not making videos, which means I'm thinking about things I can do, and my ideas get more and more outlandish. And recently, I've been thinking about headcams and about the fact that I don't like having to wear a helmet or a hat to be able to use a headcam. Also, one of the big problems with headcams is, look at the distance between the lens, out of the way, between the lens and my eye. It's quite a bit of vertical distance there. So I've set that to 60 mil out. Let's line the tip of that. So my left eye is now looking straight down the barrel of the lens. Yeah, so probably 60 to 70 mil difference between the centre of the lens and the centre of my eye, which is not great, to be honest, and it's why when I aim down my scopes or aim down my sights, the camera up here sees the side of my sights and the side of my rifle, not really what I'm looking at. So the idea I've had, and I have gone out and bought stuff for, is to get a Mobius Maxi. This is the third one I have. Here's my standard selfie cam, and here's my scope cam version. And I'm going to rip it apart and, using this, separate the lens and sensor from the rest of it and try and mount them to a pair of iPro. Well, I look really weird like this. And try and get the sensor as close as possible to where my eye is. Sorry, where my dominant eye is, which is, maybe you don't know, my right eye, and see what it looks like and see if I can actually play with it. So, without further ado, let's cue some music. 80s techno, please. Cue some music and let's get to it. Okay, so things you're going to need for this project. Well, you need a set of iPro. You need a screwdriver of some sort. We're going to need a camera. Oh, and also lens extension lead. So, first things first, we put the iPro to one side and the extension lead. And let's start with the camera. Right, Mobius Maxi is easy enough to take apart. Make sure there's no SD card in it, which there's not, and then just undo 2 screws. They've very handily provided a lens cover which we can use as a little screw holder. Put them over there so you know where they are. And then the bottom of the camera should just hinge up and unclip, leaving us with a very cute sensor and sensor wire cable. That's it apart. So we need to detach the sensor and lens module. We need to detach the sensor and lens module from the main board, and that is with that. Now, before I've touched anything, I've made sure I've earthed myself by touching something like a pipe in the house. Luckily I have a radiator right by my bench, so I can just tap that and now I'm earthed. And I'm just going to gently pry up that tab there. So that's now up and that's loose, so we can now remove the sensor and lens module. Sensor and lens module. Now just make a note, that is the exposed contact side facing up into this housing. You've got a couple of choices with this type. You can either add this little PCB onto this bit of ribbon to give you a bit more length, or, as I'm probably going to do, get rid of this PCB and just go cable into camera, cable into sensor, cable into motherboard. So we'll start with this side and we'll put it contact side up. and gently slide that in, like so. That's now seated nicely in there, and we can push that down. And locked. We can either then connect the sensor into here, or I can open that tab and this tab and run these wires straight into the back of here. I think I'm going to do that, because this is all going to be pushed up close to my my old head here. We've got a little locking tab on here that I'm just going to gently pry up. There we go. And that's released this cable, red bit cable, so we can put this to one side. And we're going to do the same on this one. This cable is now free. And again, we're just going to double check ourselves here. Turn that way around. So we're just going to slip this in and lock that down. And that's it, that's locked. Now that's all that's left to do is to put the camera back together. So put the battery back in, the bottom of the case on, get the screws and feed them in. And that's the module back together. So let's test it. Right, so I've turned the Wi-Fi module on. Let's see if my phone picks it up. I'm connected, so let's open up the app. And there we go. Now I just need to figure out how to attach these to a set of goggles. Obviously, prototype's going to be blue tack and tape, but we'll probably 3D print something in the future. So my first thought was put it at the bridge of the nose, but I think that will be in the way too much and kind of just in the wrong place. So I'm thinking we put it here, something like that. I think grab some blue tack and try it out. Or in my case, I've got white tack. Right, so it's been about an hour and a half and I've been busy testing. And this is the setup I've come up with. Now, admittedly, it looks a bit clunky at the moment, but I think this will work quite well. So, the lens is mounted on the front of the glasses, so it juts out a little bit, but from my testing it seems to be alright. The camera is taped on the side, and the battery pack is taped on the side as well, although with a longer cable I can just run this in my short pockets or trouser pockets or whatever, and run a cable down the back of my shirt. Right, so I've just got back from the game day, and let's have a look and see how the camera went. Oh, actually, I might go have a shower first, so... post shower. And yeah, I'm in pyjamas now. So yeah, here's how I ran it for most of the day. So it looks like the lens is blocking my eye, but I didn't find any major problems with this, and I was still able to aim down my sights, my scope, and use it. In fact, actually, I used it all day in conjunction with the A3 prototype, or to have the L-can on it. That was fine. Worked really well, actually. Really enjoyed it. Now, obviously, seeing as this was a prototype, and is held on with nothing but white tack and wire wrap cable tie jobbies, the lens did get knocked about a bit. However, I'm going to try and 3D print a part to clip it on more firmly. I just didn't have time because I didn't plan this very well. Anyway, shall we see what we got and if it actually works? In the tower! Sorry, Marshall! Right, gents, we're going to throw some smoke and let's move up. Okay guys, let's use it. Right, I'm going to start off by apologising to that guy in the tree that I shot quite a lot. I'm going to level with you, my goggles kind of fogged up quite a lot. I was having some problems, my demisting spray didn't really work all that well, and I didn't realise I'd hit him to begin with, so sorry for that. But overall I think that looked pretty good. I did notice the camera was slightly misaligned, so the scope kind of was off to the edge of the frame as opposed to being in the centre. I've actually moved the lens over after watching that, so it's slightly more kind of in line with the centre of my head as opposed to my eye. As you can see, my eye is off this way a bit. However, I think this is in a better position purely because when I set this all up I was always looking straight ahead of me. And what I realise is when I'm playing, I'm actually drawing the rifle across my body and looking across my body. So I am drawing across my body to look down the sight. And now with the lens slightly further over and angled this way, it should get a much better view than it has previously. So yeah, that's as far as I've got with it. I'm pretty happy with the result so far. I mean, it's certainly not the most subtle of things, and I did get quite a few confused looks and questions when I tried it out, but hey ho, I think it's quite a cool idea, so no doubt I'll be making improvements to it and trying it out. So if you want to stay up to date with this and see where I've got to with it, either check back here or subscribe if you aren't already, and you'll get notifications hopefully. Oh wait, you need to hit the bell for that. You'll get notifications telling you when I've uploaded videos, maybe about this. Also check out the Facebook page or my Instagram page, because no doubt I'll be posting pictures and stuff on there as I get on with this. So I think that'll about do it for this week. So all that's left for me to say is sorry for not uploading in a while. I've been busy, but I'm trying to get back on it now, and see you in the next one. You're still here? But the video's over. It's done. Go home. Oh wait, before you do, instead, why don't you consider watching one of my other videos, or even subscribing on the link down below.